I'm curious, in these workshops that you do, what are some of the reservations that musicians that you're instructing have about implementing these things or even receiving them at all?
Hmm.
And then how do you respond to them? Kind
Yes.
of like a cultural thing that we're still dealing with here, you know?
Yeah. So this happens still today. I don't think this changed. When I go to the places, basically, and their professors who happen to be my colleagues, they make it mandatory. So it happens that I have people in the room that didn't really want to be there because they don't think they need that. Yes, so they say, "Oh, I don't have any pain. Why do I need to do this? Oh, man, I'm gonna have to sit here for 3 hours and do this pelvic motions." There is this attitude. I think this is changing a little bit, but still there's a lot, especially for from the people who don't feel problems while they're playing. If you don't feel problems while you're playing, this is really good, but it doesn't mean that you don't have anything to improve. Okay, I worked those times, 2009, 2010, 2011, in my body, and I still have a lot of things that I continue working. It's a work in progress. You learn things, you start feeling, oh, I'm having this feeling now. How can I change? Why? You can always change. Anyways, so from my mentor, Johanna Gutzwiller, because I was always regularly seeing her work with the musicians, students at the Scola Cantorum in Basel, which is a conservatoire, part of the Basel Conservatoire, I think. I don't know if it's part, but it happened there. And with musicians that work with ancient instruments. It's amazing. If you look at the trumpet from the Renaissance, that thing is so huge and
Yep.
totally not ergonomic. And then I saw like a small woman holding that and playing that thing really well. But man, what she was doing with her body in order to be able to do that. And then
I
comes
can only
also
imagine.
the like the keyboard players, like harpsichord, and then you have all this knowledge of oh, you cannot do this fingering, you have to do the fingering from the past, and then you cannot use your thumb, for example, if you go to a competition. So there's something, or you cannot do adaptations with the bassoon, the ancient bassoon. You cannot do some adaptation, but that thing really will hurt you when you have to hold it. So there's also this concept of keeping you have to play exactly how they did in the past, which really could hurt someone. But
Interesting.
anyways, yes. A little criticism there with this old schools. But
Just
so
let it out.
coming back with the student, because I think it's gonna ring lots of bells. So that's why I bring those things. But so the students, coming back to them. From Johanna Gutzwiller, when I was watching her teaching, what she did was, in the very beginning, she always asked everyone to come and play something. Play 30 seconds, 40 seconds of something in the beginning of her workshop, and then at the end of her workshop, which would be 3 days long, which could be 1 day long, it depended. But she would ask them to play again. During the workshop, they would work on their bodies. In both recordings, they were supposed to not have played right before. So in both recordings, they were supposed to play
Interesting.
now, not warmed up. But then as the second time, definitely they played after working on their bodies. So I brought this to my workshops. So I didn't really care if I had seen in their faces, oh, I'm not interested in this. Oh, come on, I don't want to move my pelvis. I would just say, hey, let's move. Let's move. Let's do it. Hey, come on. And they had to do it. And at the very end, I couldn't do it with everyone, because if I have a room full of people, I would get 2 or 3 volunteers. So the volunteers would play at the end of the work. And what mostly happened, and later, if you want, I can share with you a YouTube link to some of the volunteers playing before and after, because people can see a difference. They would see the difference of their playing. And then I would actually get that recording and we would watch again the first and the second, as Johanna did with her students. I brought that because I knew that would be the only way I could convince the ones who are not interested, or the ones who are thinking they didn't need anything, that this was really good for them. If it's only to get them to play better, because play better, what is to play better? Would that be to get a sound that you wanted? Because you will be crazy. You would be super surprised when you look at these videos that you hear the sound change, you know, from one performance to the other performance, just because they have more activity in the right place. And then they what? Relaxed here and were able to perform. And most of the people couldn't really realize what happened to their playing. So that's why I record, and that's why they could watch it later. So I tell people, if you don't really care about your body, I know you care about your playing. So I guarantee that if
I love that so much.
we say that I sell my fish. I'm selling my fish here. If you work on your body, your sound is gonna change. I can bet my pinky finger of the left hand. People know how this finger is important in the piano. So it's gonna change. It's gonna change, and you might have a pleasant change. Johanna was in a study that is published in German with clarinetists, which happened when I was there and I was observing everything. And so she taught the clarinets to work on their feet. And they worked on their feet. They recorded their playing before working on their feet, and then they recorded again after they learned how to activate their feet. Why? Because they believe it's very difficult to prove these, okay, with studies, that with the feet activation, there is a chain reaction that will go up and activate the pelvic diaphragm, which is what you need to support your singing, your playing, blowing instruments, and your piano playing and your violin playing, viola, everything. You need that support in order to give that message to the brain. Oh, I am okay, I am stable, relax there. And then you have better control, better fine motor control, because you don't have other things irritating that, or how can I say, interfering in your freedom of movement. So in this study, then what they did, they actually had a software that was created to analyze the sound, and the software recognized more harmonics in the sound with the feet activation. Plus, they sent this audios to musicians, orchestras, schools, and they got numbers like 99%, 98%, preferring the sound of the second recording. So this was a way that they could see the difference in terms of sound. They could prove the difference of sound when you were actually changing your body somehow. But so this is what I could say to young people. If you're not interested because of your body, you definitely should be interested because of your playing.
That's like one of my favorite things that's ever been said on the show. Hey, thanks for tuning into this episode of Trust the Process, the official podcast of Musician Unchained, the newest coaching program dedicated to helping musicians navigate and overcome injury. But before you go, I have a few quick ways you can stay connected and support our growing community. First of all, I'd love to hear from you. Shoot me a text with the link below and share your thoughts, questions, or just say hi. You can also check the show out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We also would love to see you in our Facebook support group, Trust the Process Podcast Injured Musician Support Group. If you found value in today's episode, consider making a donation to support our mission of empowering musicians worldwide. Every contribution helps us create more content and resources for you. So visit link number 2 below to support the mission. If you decide to donate, I'll send you my newest resource, the Injured Musician Toolkit, which is an ebook designed to give you tools to help you get through your injury. Subscribe to our newsletter to get exclusive insights, tips, sneak previews of episodes, and announcements straight to your inbox. Act now and I will send you a free gift. So sign up at www.musicianunchained.com/newsletter. And if you or someone you know would like to go deeper with me in the topics of injury and mindset, head over back to musicianunchained.com and check out the Let's Hang tab. As always, I want to thank Daniel Baldwin, my audio engineer, and my sister Dana Lovell for her help with the promotional materials. There is no podcast without them. But before I go, I want to tell you how much I deeply appreciate your time and support. You are not alone on this journey. There are musicians and educators out there who need this resource, and we need to get it to them. Together, we are breaking the chain of old habits and thought patterns that don't serve us anymore, and unchaining the potential within ourselves to face each challenge with strength and resilience. So, as I always say, keep on keeping on, and keep trusting the process. Until next time.